Welcome to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast with your direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger. Badass Direct Sales Mastery is a podcast for rock star direct sales moms who are determined to make their business kick ass. Jennie will share her knowledge of effective sales and recruiting techniques, tips to get what you want from your business, and will interview direct sales professionals and leaders from various companies. The interviews will give insight to how these rock stars got to where they are and where they plan to grow in the future. And now, the direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger.
Welcome to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast. It's me, Jennie Bellinger, your direct sales dom. And I have a really fun guest with me today. I met Robbie Walls a few months ago, thanks to COVID. Once again, yes, people, there is a silver lining to COVID. Sometimes we get to meet people that we probably would not have met any other way. And what I think is so fun is she and I both live in the same city, and we met on a national networking platform, which I think is hilarious. Because then we found out we lived in the same city, right?
Yes.
Yay. So let me tell you guys about Robbie. Robbie Walls is the CEO of The Walls Speak. She's had this company for 4 years now, and she also is a podcaster. She's got the Bold Girl Biz podcast, and she works with female entrepreneurs in CEO positions with teams to help them grow their team's performance so that those leaders stop feeling disconnected when a team member does not meet expectations. Together, they work on bolstering their team for success. And she actually looks at your team's unique strengths and what metrics they can meet in order to accomplish the vision. So as you guys can tell, this is someone who you probably want to listen to, because if you're in a position where you've already developed a team, you are now the CEO of your business and your team. And so that's why I wanted to have her on, was to have this discussion, because I've had no one on to really have the team talk, the CEO of your own team talk.
Yeah.
So Robbie, thanks for being here.
Oh, I am so very excited, Jennie. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So happy to have you here to have this discussion. So one of the things I also know about you that was not in your podcast bio is that you also have been the owner of a very large, well-known franchise. I will leave it up to you if you want to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
So you've been in the position where you are literally leading people who are employees, but then you're also working with people who are working, potentially working with someone who's like a volunteer organization, a volunteer team, right? Which is what direct sales is. So give us a little bit of your history of how you got into working with female CEOs who have a team.
Well, let me go back a little bit. So my background is in education. So I'm an educator, and through education, I feel so compelled and love working with people, working with children, and then working with adults. So in that process of my whole education background, I got out of the education, jumped into this entrepreneurship, and started a couple of businesses. Started back in 2008. Yep, 2008. So I've been in the game for a long time, and I have a franchise also, and that franchise is Sylvan Learning Center. So that's where I got this big leadership group going, and I do have a team of teachers that also teach. And with that, I came across The Walls Speak, and my last name is Walls, so that's a play on the words, and I do speaking. So Walls Speak, and now I have a podcast also called Bold Girl Biz Podcast, and that podcast is uniquely designed to teach and really help entrepreneurs that are new in the game, lessons that are learned from we as entrepreneurs who have made so many mistakes. So that's my podcast. Getting back to your question say it again because I just ranting.
No, that's okay. Totally fine. I was just curious how you got into finding a tribe that you love working with, that you're good at working with, which is female entrepreneurs, female CEOs who have a team.
Yes.
So how did you get into that?
Because they look like me, right? So female entrepreneurs that have a team that look like me. So I have walked the walk, right? And so what I have is two things. So I work on human behavior and I work on the mindset of the team. I have a unique process that is called the print process, and print is unique to you. Just like everyone, let's see, there's about 7.2 billion people on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has a unique print, thumbprint, that is unique to you. So I have this assessment called the print. And what that does is it actually classifies you into a group. It takes 10 minutes to take. We go over your strengths, your talents, your perspective, your styles, your preferences, and it strengthens your communication. So as leaders, you won't be really disappointed when your team players don't meet your expectation. And that has happened a lot. We as CEOs, when we have a plan that's set out for our employees and they don't meet that, we as leaders get frustrated. And sometimes we scale back. We don't know how to talk with them. Well, I come in, I work with that team. I have a high caliber group coaching program. And we go through that process right through this print. And we make sure that the language and the communication match our CEO. So I work with that in a big, big aspect and help your company grow. That's what I do.
I love that. The reason I love going over this because all of the things that you're working on with your clients who are, when people think of a female CEO, they're thinking of like some huge company, and some of your CEOs are probably, a few employees,
That's
maybe
right.
50. They might be small, right? Whereas a lot of my listeners, the BDSM crew, as they call themselves, the BDSM crew, some of them are a team of one right now. Mm-hmm. They are the CEO of themselves and their business, and they are their team member at the moment, but others are already growing and building their business and have a team of 10, 20, 50. Some of them even have 100 or more team members.
Correct.
So
yeah.
Knowing yourself and knowing what type of leader you are is going to help you stay within that level of authenticity that people will then connect with, it sounds like.
Absolutely. And I do work one-on-one with leaders as well, because it's all about the mindset, right? We go through a thought model. Sometimes we as leaders don't understand other employees. People, they go through a DISC or the Myers-Briggs, and it's so different from what I project as with the print program. It really is unique to you. There's just so many great insights and experience when it becomes just you, and it sets you apart, and it lets you know your unconscious motivators and your behavior style and how you communicate. So it really is unique. I really like giving the assessment, and I really like coaching teams and individuals through it. So I started off with individuals and then began with teams. So when I tell you that it really does make a difference in your life, it is very impactful. And that's what I like about it.
I love hearing that, because I definitely agree that, working with a leader is paramount to the team's success, right?
Yes.
But when you can add in that bonus of getting to work with the team at the same time, it just takes the growth that whole team experiences to the next level, because it's not just the leader who's having this transformative process happen, but now everyone is, and they're able to go through that cocoon process, the metamorphosis. They're able to do it together. And that's going to, I would think, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, I would think that would bond them even more as a team because they've gone through this process together. They've watched everyone else go through the metamorphosis too, to see them go from being pretty caterpillar to a gorgeous butterfly all together.
Butterfly. And, it helps you to remove blocks, which is so important. So when it removes the blocks, our talents and our strengths begin to shine. Everybody wants that, right? Everyone wants that voice. I love teaching that. I love bringing it out. I'm a bold girl. So if you're kind of shy, and I want to bring it out of you because I know there's something unique inside of there. Mm-hmm. Everyone has something so unique, and I know you wanted to pull it out. If it's in sales, if it's in, I want to look like a leader, I want to be confident. I'm here for you because I know that I can pull it out of you.
I love that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Because agreed. As soon as I came into my own, which took me till I was about like 37, 38 years old. Right. Mm-hmm. And then I went through my own process, and that happened while I was becoming a certified coach, right? Because going through becoming a coach, you oftentimes end up being coached through the process, right? While you're all practicing. And that transformation of when I came into that, I was like, oh, this is who I am. And oh man, this is awesome. And just going through and seeing that transformation of myself, and then having other people realize it too. Like, I mean, Jennie, you're the same person, but you're not. I don't know how to describe it. Right. And really the only thing I can say is I finally dropped all this, worry about what other people think.
I love that.
And just being confident in who I am. And you can love me or you can leave me, right? Either one, I'm going to be fine because I know that the right people will be attracted to me. The wrong people will be pushed away. And that's okay. Not everybody has to love me.
Yes, that's right. You know what? And once you really find out who you are, your why, everything improves. When I mean everything improves, your strength, your talents, that perspectives that I talk about, your style, your preferences, everything comes out. So being able to move out of your comfort zone that you may be in right now and move more to the middle and then shine, you can become so productive. And that's the goal. So my process is for you to become productive. But nonetheless, I totally believe that true personal transformation comes from the inside, and we're going to pull that out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what are some stories, if you don't mind sharing
absolutely.
Of you working with a team? What are some of the ways that you've worked with a team, and what were the results that they were able to accomplish after working with you?
So sure. So I did have a team. I had two personalities that were the same. And then the others were very nonchalant. I really don't care. I'm just going to get it done. So I'm going to work with I had a team of 4. So 2 people were very, how do I say it? Very energetic, but did not want to be out front. Okay. The other 2, very quiet. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to do exactly what you tell me to do. So in other words, they did not go outside of the comfort zone. The other 2 were excited about things, but were nervous about putting things out there. So let's say 2 were not bold, but had confidence. The other set of people were totally just shy and was scared to make mistakes. Okay. So when you have that 2 dynamic of people, you really have to come together and pull out talents. And when we pull out the talents, we find that, hey, Danielle, you can really be out front and talk to people. Donna, you got this. You can go and put things on social media and don't think about it. Just let it go out there. But what are they going to say? Well, I can't do that. I had to pull that out because if you don't put yourself out there, thinking of what people might think of you, you put yourself in a box. Okay. And you can't grow like that. So to bring out that confident piece really gave her some great insights, and she really began to bloom. The other was a man, and he just did exactly what was told and didn't want to, go any further into really helping someone else grow. So I had to pull out his talent of, you know what? You're the best communicator. And literally, parents request him. They want him so much because he is such a great communicator. I said, you know what you can do? You can actually be more expressive and teach the kids how to be more perspective. Parents love you. Well, I don't know if they say, I don't know. No, just go ahead and do it. I can deal with anyone else or any backlash. But at the end, he really appreciated that. And now he is really talking to the kids more and really coming out. I can hear it when I'm walking, and they are just like, the kids light up. They love them. The other person just was shy and didn't want to do anything outside of what he was told as well. And I'm still working on that person. But that person has a lot of inner qualities that are very just shut down and very I call him a quiet mouse.
Yeah.
But inside, he is so awesome, right? You got to pull those strengths and those qualities out as a team. So with the 4, I'm going to make this pretty short. They are all working together, and they all get in a group on every Thursday, and they come up with this dynamic plan to help grow a business within where they are right now. And so many ideas are popping up. It's just amazing. It is just amazing. So that is a team effort and team process that is really working.
That is so cool to hear, because one of the things that I saw in direct sales that is similar to that, when I was in my own business, my upline leader pretty much said, look, I can't do everything for our whole team when we're doing these team events, right?
Yep.
So what I need to know is, what are you all good at? What do you love to do? What are your strengths in various areas? And so we basically passed around a sign-up sheet that amongst all of us leaders who were on her team were able to share what our strengths were. So mine was social media, leading the group, answering questions. I could do a little bit of some basic graphic design, and I'm also techie. So, hers was a nationwide team. And so I was able to be the one so that she could do a nationwide training. And this was way pre-COVID. I'm talking, this was back in like 2012.
Okay.
We were putting her team meetings out to the whole country, because her team was spread from New York to California, Florida, up to Minnesota. So we had people all over, and I was the techie person who was able to go, okay, so I have a webcam, I've got a microphone, got her hooked up to, well, back then it was GoToMeeting, and now it would be Zoom. She was Zooming out her team meetings years ago because that was my strength to help with all of those things. But there were other people who were better at doing, don't ask me to go like decorate a room or whatever beforehand. I'm like, oh God, you're going to make me hang streamers. No.
That's so me too. That's so me.
But that ended up creating these amazing events where people were coming together and nobody felt like they were doing everything, because it was spread out amongst the strengths.
Yes.
Right. So, I'm just putting this out there because I want direct sales leaders to understand that even though your team are not your employees, right? Because in direct sales, these are not your employers. Right. They are independent business owners just like you.
Yes.
Right. And as you do events together, or as you are working together as a group in different ways, asking your team members, what are you good at? What do you like to do? How do you see yourself helping the team?
Mm-hmm.
What are you good at that you're willing to either help teach others how to do or do for the team? And then other people who are good at other things will do for us.
Right. And that helps grow the business as a whole. So when they connect their outcomes to something that is tangible, nothing but the best happens, right? So those are the results that are created. Exactly what you described, exactly what I described. Those are the behaviors that's within us. And when it's pulled out, becomes that talent that we may not have. Okay, so we know it's there. We just don't know how to execute it, right? So
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. That
Oh,
is that's what it's all about, creating the outcomes to be tangible results.
yes. Because as much as we love the feel good stuff, the feel good stuff is not something that we can share with others necessarily to be able
No.
to say, here's what this business has done for me, right?
Right, right,
It's
right.
it's having those numbers to be able to say, it feels good
Uh-huh.
to know that my bills are paid. It feels good,
Right.
right? Like
Right.
whatever those tangible outcomes, that financial piece, a lot of people may not necessarily want to base their business on the financial results, but if you don't have the financial results, what's the
Exactly.
motivation to keep
What's the
doing
motivation
it?
to keep doing it? You got it. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So Robbie, with all of this, you have a very generous offer for people, the BDSM crew.
Yes.
I'm looking at your little form here and it says that it's a 30-minute strategy call with you. Can you tell us a little bit more about what that strategy call looks like so
Sure.
that people can go, ooh, I want that. And then we'll tell
Yes.
them how to get it.
Okay. So what that call is going to be, we're going to talk about what is your goal, number one. And I have this goal mapping tool that we're going to go through. It's not going to take us long. And then when that goal mapping tool is set, then we're going to talk about the strengths and talents, your style, and your preference. So right there, those four are going to equal that mindset that I was talking about. Then the last thing is we will create a team effort and try to work with your team. So if you want to go further, then we can discuss that. And that's through that whole print process. Remember, I told you that is your unique print. That is what it leads into. But definitely, we will go through your strengths, your talents, and your style and your preference.
Guys, if you haven't already fallen in love with Robbie, trust me, you will when you have your 30-minute consultation with her on this. And I highly recommend it because becoming a better leader starts with understanding yourself. And
Yes, it does.
frankly, I don't care if you don't have a team yet. You are a leader because you're a
Yes,
leader of one. You are a
that's right.
leader of yourself. And if you can't lead yourself, you will not be able to lead other people, right? So
That's right. Yeah.
even though Robbie says she works with
Team
CEOs who have teams, guess what? You are a team of one right now,
right
right?
now. And I do work with just one-on-one. So I have the group and I have one-on-one.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I do both. I
Yeah.
really, really like the connection when I'm with one-on-one as well, because there we really talk. We really get to know each other. As you can see,
Yeah.
I'm very authentic, and
Mhm.
you got to be a powerhouse to even talk to me. So,
Yeah.
because powerhouse, talk to powerhouse. I don't mean that
Yeah.
in a
Right.
bad way. I just mean that I'm very authentic, right? And
Mhm.
so I really, really, truly want the best to come out of anyone I am encountering.
Right. Yeah. And I do have to say that in the months that I've known you, I've seen even in the networking group that you and I are in together. So BDSM crew, if you would like some free networking, we get
Yes.
together every Wednesday in the Momentum networking group.
Community. Yes.
Robbie is in charge of this on Facebook. You're welcome to join us. Just, you guys are already connected with me. Just, send me a Facebook message and say, hey, I want to be in the Momentum group. I'll get you in the group. You can come network with us for free.
For
It's some
free. This is a free
amazing group.
event.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
And next
totally free group.
Thursday, we're actually going to be doing some fast thinking
Nice.
things to do. Yeah. So it's going to be cool.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, and one thing we neglected to tell the people for the 30-minute strategy call is how to book that with you. So
yes.
how do they connect with you in order
Okay.
to book that 30-minute strategy call?
Yes. So you can text the word bold, that's BOLD, to 55312. Again, that's BOLD to 55312. Go ahead and scroll down because you'll see my podcast there, but then right down, you will be able to go get on my calendar and schedule with me.
Awesome.
That
So
30
for
minutes
those
with
of
me.
you, for those of you who have never gotten a digital business card before, this is what you're actually texting into is her digital system is going to send you a digital version of her business card. And one of the links on there is her 30-minute strategy call link. So you'll be able to go put yourself in her calendar, pick a time, and then the two of you can strategize around your leadership style and be able to really... Yep, exactly. Your why, all of those things, and a 30-minute call so that by the end you are ready to go. So
ready to rock.
Faux show. Yes. Well, Robbie, thank you so much for giving your time and your knowledge about leading a team, because that is something that I know quite a few people in direct sales struggle with, which is why many of them are not recruiting, and they don't know why. They don't know why they're not recruiting. They just know they just know that there's something holding them back. And oftentimes it's that fear of leading a team. So if you can have this strategy session with Robbie to help you get over that hump, get past that, she's going to help pull out of you your leadership style. So that way you don't have to worry about who you are as a leader and let that hold you back from getting what you really want from your business. So Robbie, thank you. Thank you so much. And yes, it literally takes 10 minutes. So take that 10 minutes and find out your why, your strengths, your talents, your style. Yeah. You can do this. You got this. Yes. Okay. So there we go. You got this. That is the title of this episode. You got this.
You got this.
You got this. No, I think that's really a big thing for people to understand about themselves is what is holding them back. And in many cases, it's just this fear of leadership, fear of, who am I to lead? Well, there are people who wish they had what you have and what you're accomplishing in your business. And now it's just a matter of recognizing you don't have to be all the way down the path. You just have to be further down the path than the people who are following you.
You got it. That's very well said. Well said. And that is so true.
Thank you so much. Well, Robbie, we're going to let you go. Badass crew, you know how this goes. If you're driving and maybe you missed the text bold to 55312, you know how it goes. Once you get to where you're going, click on the episode, scroll up. You're going to see in the show notes, we'll have in there text bold to 55312, along with Robbie's other contact information in order to reach out to her. So if you don't want her digital business card, that's okay. You can email her directly or connect with her on Facebook or in all the different places. We'll have all of those links in the show notes. So
beautiful.
Yay. So Badass Direct Sales Mastery crew, you guys know how this goes. Make sure you stay tuned because there's another badass episode on its way.
Thanks for listening to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast with your direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger. Why are you waiting to go to badassdirectsalesmastery.com? Don't make the dom get her whip. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share it with another rock star that you know in direct sales after you subscribe to the podcast so you won't miss any future episodes. You can also check out the show notes for links and any contact information mentioned in today's episode. We'll see you next time.